CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, Las Vegas. 22 years later. 2000 versus 2022. CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, also referred to as CSI and CSI, Las Vegas, is an American procedural forensics crime drama television series that ran on CBS from October 6, 2000 to September 27, 2015, spanning 15 seasons. This was the first in the CSI franchise. A sequel, CSI Vegas, premiered in 2021. Mixing deduction and character-driven drama, CSI, Crime Scene Investigation follows a team of crime scene investigators employed by the Las Vegas Police Department as they use physical evidence to solve murders. Next we are going to review the characters of the TV series and how the actors who played them are now. But first, please subscribe. It's free and you help us a lot. Thank you very much. William Petersen as Gil Grissom. Grissom is a highly respected forensic entomologist with a doctoral degree in biology from the University of California. He became a CSI around 1985 and departed the Las Vegas Crime Lab in 2009. After a short stint as a researcher, Grissom becomes a sea life advocate and reunites with his ex-wife Sarah. Marg Helgenberger as Catherine Willows. Catherine is a bloodspatter analyst who joined the CSI team as a lab technician and worked her way up to assistant supervisor, later succeeding Grissom. After a stint as the graveyard shift CSI supervisor, Catherine is demoted following a departmental scandal and later leaves Las Vegas to join the FBI as a special agent. Dourdan as Warwick Brown. Warwick is an audio-video analyst and a native of Las Vegas with a major in chemistry from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. A recovering gambling addict, Warwick is nonetheless skilled at his job. George Eads as Nick Stokes. Stokes graduated from Texas A&M and joined the Dallas Police prior to moving to Las Vegas. He was promoted to CSI Level 3 in the pilot episode of the series and later became Assistant Night Supervisor under Catherine Willows. Jorja Fox as Sarah Seidel. Sarah is a materials and element analyst who majored in physics at Harvard University. Sarah transferred from San Francisco at the behest of Grissom, whom she later marries. After a turbulent relationship and a divorce, Sarah is promoted to director of the Las Vegas Crime Lab. Eric Smanda as Greg Sanders. Greg is a DNA specialist who was educated in a private school for gifted students. Graduating Phi Beta Kappa from Stanford, Sanders joined the LVPD after a short stint with the SFPD. He later wrote a book about the history of Las Vegas. Robert David Hall as Dr. Albert Al Robbins. Robbins is the head county coroner of the LVPD. He is married with 3 children and has prosthetic legs, having lost his own legs after being hit by a drunk driver as a teenager. Al rarely leaves the crime lab, instead performing autopsies and referring specimens for forensic analysis. Paul Guilfoyle as LVPD Captain Jim Brass. Brass was initially the CSI team's supervisor until losing the position after Holly Gribbs, a rookie CSI under his command, is murdered on her first day on the job. Louise Lombard as Sophia Curtis. Sophia was a CSI who became assistant supervisor on Graveyard, following a demotion from supervisor at the behest of Conrad Eklai. She later makes a career switch to detective, working alongside Brass, and rapidly rises through the ranks and becomes the LVPD's deputy chief. Wallace Langham as David Hodges. Hodges is a lab technician with a BA from Williams College. He previously worked in the LAPD crime lab, where his superiors felt he had an attitude problem. Hodges has an uncanny sense of smell and is able to identify many key chemical compounds by their scent alone. Lauren Lee Smith as Riley Adams. Adams is a former St. Louis police officer and a nonconformist who joined law enforcement to rebel against her parents, who are psychiatrists. Laurence Fishburne as Dr. Raymond Ray Langston. Langston comes into contact with the CSI team in the course of a murder investigation and joins the Las Vegas Crime Lab as a Level I CSI. Working under the leadership of Willows, Langston worries about his genetic makeup and natural predisposition to crime. Liz Vassy is Wendy Sims. Sims worked in San Francisco before moving to Las Vegas to take the DNA tech position left vacant by Sanders. Hodges complains that she thinks she's too cool for the lab, as like Sanders, she expresses a desire to work in the field. David Berman as David Phillips. David, known as Super Dave, is the assistant coroner to Chief Medical Examiner Al Robbins. He received his self-styled nickname after saving the life of a victim during an autopsy. Ted Danson as D.B. Russell. Russell is a skilled botanist and veteran crime scene investigator. Previously a crime lab director in Washington, Russell is hired to clean house in the wake of the Langston scandal. Elisabeth Harnois as Morgan Brody. Brody is a former member of LAPD SID and joins the Las Vegas PD CSI unit in the wake of the Nate Haskell scandal. She is the estranged daughter of Sheriff Conrad Eklai, with whom she has a turbulent relationship. Elisabeth Shue as Julie Finley. Finley, known as Finn or Jules, is a bloodspatter specialist who worked for Russell in Seattle. Russell asks her to leave Seattle to join the Las Vegas CSI crew. Finley is hired following the departure of Willows and acts as a foil to DB's laid-back management style. John Wellner as Henry Andrews. Henry is the toxicology specialist of the Las Vegas Forensics Laboratory, who mainly deals with identifying toxic substances that have undergone human consumption. He later cross-trains as a DNA specialist, replacing Sims. That's it for this video. Remember, please subscribe and like it. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.